This is a follow-up to my last video about the wildfires that are still going as of this recording in my home state, California. And, well, surprise, surprise. You have dumbasses that are saying dumbass conspiracy theories. I mean, especially MAGA. And MAGA themselves gleefully celebrating the livelihoods of people being destroyed because it's in a state they don't like. Which makes me more and more convinced that MAGA hate everyday people, that they're not serious about fighting corruption in government. They're not serious about, in any material way, fighting against the elite. MAGA is a movement of narcissistic sociopaths. I think at this point, you have to be a sociopath if you're part of MAGA. And what does this have to do with the wildfires? Because bullshit's being spread about the wildfires. Yeah, there's some truth that they're talking about, but they're mixing the truth with lies. And there's one thing that people refuse to talk about, and the elephant in the room is something that is true as well, but I'll get to that later. Like, how convenient that insurance companies who covered fires pulled out right as this happened. Now, I'm not going to lose sleep for rich people losing their fucking homes in Los Angeles. I'm not. I'm talking about the people that have built their entire livelihood. And for that to be gone in a blink of an eye. It ain't the rich that are going to suffer the consequences of this irrational system that prioritizes profits over the safety of people. This wildfire, the cause of it, can be blamed on capitalism. When you have a system, at this point, I think you have to be a sociopath to actually support the system at this point, that prioritizes profits over human lives. What do you expect is what's going to happen? California, those who fucking don't live in this state, who want to talk about shit they don't understand, fires can easily happen here because of people don't want to fucking talk about this. It's a lot of California is pretty much a fucking desert. And what does this have to do with capitalism? Obviously, it has to do with corporations making a profit and prioritizing profits over the safety of the people. This, with the wildfires, this could have been prevented. It could have. This whole thing with the wildfires did not have to happen. I'm not saying it was impossible for it to happen, but it would have been far less likely if we had a system that put the needs of the people instead of the needs of people that don't want money. They want all the fucking money. Like, what they have isn't enough. There are a bunch of sociopathic people that are sick. They're not satisfied with having some of the money. They want all of it. That's what we have. That's why the fires are here. And no amount of people that could deny this. You cannot deny that capitalism hasn't played a role in these crises that we're seeing. Capitalism has played a big role. How many fucking people now are going to be homeless as a result of these fires? How many? People who've built their entire lives, like livelihoods, gone. And by the way, a lot of these people that have lost everything are people in black communities. Interesting. So that only makes the black community even poorer in this country. So you have people that have lost their wealth in a blink of an eye as a result of this catastrophe. and nothing's going to be done about it. Are these people going to be provided with housing? Doubtful. And some of these people have lost their jobs because the places they worked at burned down. This is what I'm getting at. That MAGA is a sociopathic movement. It truly is a sociopathic movement. Like, they say they're for the workers. Well, guess what? A lot of the people that have lost their homes, they were workers. And now they have no home to return to. Any savings they may have, and if anyone that knows anything about California, and I've lived here my whole life, except 3 years of my adolescence. I lived here my whole fucking life, and I could tell you, California is extremely expensive. The tax rate is extremely high. And I know some right-wing dipshit's going to come into my comment section, inevitably going to say, well, if it's so expensive, why don't you move? That's the thing, though. California may be a shithole, and I will say that. As a disabled person, I actually have rights here that I would not have in the neighboring states of California. Why the fuck would I go to another state where I have less rights as a disabled person? Where if I were to lose my social security benefits in another state, getting them back could take years, if not be outright impossible. And California, it will be a few months before I get it back, but 2 or 3 months is better than years. So yeah, I have more financial security in California than I would if I were to go to any red state. And MAGA doesn't fucking know what they're talking about. California is one of the biggest economies on the planet. Without California, which is a blue state, by the way, this country would not be the economic powerhouse that it is. Without California, without Texas, and without New York. Of course, there's a few other states I can name, but those states, and a lot of them are blue states that are economic powerhouses. The red states need us in order to survive. Without us, you wouldn't have, your states would fucking be even worse off than they are now. But what does this have to do with the fires? This is going to have ramification for years to come, because people that have lost their homes, where are they going to go? Yes, they can go out of state, but how the hell are they going to get out of state? Huh? And if they do, where are they going to move to? And the homeless in LA, where are they going to go? Of course, this country is a society that basically thinks homeless people are less than human, but where are they going to go? And by the way, most homeless people are disabled, which is another thing I can get into, which it's beyond the scope of this video. Climate change is real. Anyone that's denying it at this point, you're just a fucking moron. I'm not gonna fucking like give you any respect at this point. You're a fucking moron. If you cannot see what's obviously in front of you, fires being more frequent, parts of the year that were like hotter when they should be cold. And one thing I'm just going to say this, if you don't live in California, shut the fuck up, because most of these people that talk about California don't live here. They don't know what it's like to live here. They don't know what the weather is like here. And this is one thing I that really pisses me off about the right. A lot of the right that hate on California don't fucking live here. Is there a lot of right-wing people in California? Of course there are. And they may rant how much they don't dislike something, but you know what? They would rather live here than live in a red state. That's one thing you idiots don't understand. Most people are not bipartisan. Like, even someone that leans right, if they live in California and they lived here their whole lives, why the fuck would they move to some shithole like in the Midwest? Why? There's more opportunities here. That's where most of the jobs are. Why the fuck would anyone want to move to a shithole state that has nothing, that basically doesn't offer anything? There's no financial incentive to move in most red states. The only one is Texas. Of course, there was a few years ago a huge power outage in Texas that had people fucking freeze to death. Climate change is going to affect you, whether you believe in it or not. The capitalist class, they believe climate change is real. They just don't give a fuck. They already basically bought off all the best land. Why the fuck do you think the capitalist class are building their bunkers? They know the torches are going to come to them at some point. They're not fucking dumb. Elon Musk may be a fucking dumbass, but even Elon Musk knows climate change is real. Even Donald Trump, in his stupidity, knows climate change is real. They just don't see it as profitable to take care of the problem. Because the capitalist class, they only do what's profitable in the next, few years. They don't see 20, 30, or 40 years from now. They don't give a fuck because they're going to be dead. A lot of these people just do not care. They're about making a profit, even though it's irrational to destroy the ecosystem of our planet, the only one that we live on. So, no. At this point, if you do deny climate change is real, you're a fucking idiot. For those who are in California right now, who are watching this, look after yourself. Look after your loved ones. And buckle up. This is only a taste of how bad climate change is going to be. This is only a fucking taste. We need to be prepared. The fascists are going to take advantage of this. Don't fucking think they won't. The fascists are looking for any opportunity to capitalize on a crisis. Now, I'm not going to give my opinion about how the fire started, because that will discredit me. Because that's diving into conspiracy theories. And until I have more evidence, until the story unfolds, I'm going to keep my opinion to myself. Even if I strongly suspect this, well, I'm just going to leave it at that. Because I'm not going to dive into conspiracy theory, because until I have proof, at least until I have enough evidence to present a theory, I'm not going to present it until the story completely unfolds. With Donald Trump coming into office, things are going to be a lot worse. And I'm going to be blunt with you. If we have another wildfire in California, how do you think Trump is going to handle it? I'm not saying Joe Biden is fucking great. That fucker probably can't tell his head from his ass. But Donald Trump, do you think they're going to do anything? He's going to do anything about it, or any of his administration? I'd argue that things will get even worse under Trump. Things may have been shit under fucking Joe Biden, but the amount of disasters we're going to see in the next 4 years, you better be fucking prepared. With all these environmental regulations being gutted, things will get a lot worse. The question I have for people, for Americans especially, and those who claim to be leftists, what are we going to do? Because we're at this point with capitalism that it's revolution or extinction. We can't just hold back anymore. We can't just wait anymore. Our time is running out. We're halfway through this decade already. Halfway. Something needs to get started. Something has to be done. Because those who are going to suffer the worst of climate change, it ain't going to be us in the imperial core. It's going to be those in the global south. They're going to suffer the most under climate change. So what are we going to do? We're like a quarter through this century so far, and nothing has been done about climate change. I remember hearing about global warming over 20 years ago, and nothing has been done. Climate scientists have been talking about this for over a century. Nothing's been done. The fossil fuel industry, they knew about climate change over half a century ago. Rather than do what they should have been doing, trying to pave the way for cleaner energy, they prioritize profits. Because capitalism, it's more profitable to destroy the fucking future than to build one. And I guess that could sum it up, capitalism in a nutshell. And why people would rather be capitalists rather than be a socialist. Because to be a socialist, you have to want to build. You actually want to put all the hard work into building a better society. Capitalists and fascists, the only thing that they know how to do is fucking destroy. Like, they can't even preserve their own fucking system. The infrastructure that's used to keep capitalism afloat, to preserve the system, is being destroyed by the capitalists themselves. Because it cannot sustain itself. Climate change is proving that the contradictions of capitalism is only getting sharper. It makes no sense, unless you're a capitalist. Why the fuck would you commit ethnocide just to make a profit? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you risk ethnocide just to increase profits for the war industry? Because the survival of the human species or life on Earth is not their fucking concern. Do you not get it yet? Climate change should be a wake-up call. Enough. Enough. We need to do better. The left needs to do better. We need to stop being a fucking joke. Because until we get off our asses and actually do something, there will be no future. There'll be no future for our children. There'll be no future for our grandchildren. The final generation of humanity is going to freaking suffer a slow and painful death. Assuming a nuclear war doesn't just wipe us all out. Generation Beta. God, what a fucking awful name. They're going to suffer the worst of climate change. They're going to be the problem. They're going to be the poorest generation. They're going to be even poorer than even the Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Each generation after us, and I'm saying as a millennial, is worse off. It is our duty to fight for the future, to fight for our children, to fight for our grandchildren. Yeah, what the hell are we doing? What the hell is the left doing? What the hell are we doing as communists? What the fuck are we doing? We're too busy having fucking feuds with people over the stupidest shit. We're shitting on people for families. We're shitting on families. We're shitting on fucking kids. We're just missing the oppression of fucking children. Like, we're so fucking useless that we're not doing a damn thing. Okay, am I useless? If I have to be honest with myself and to you, yes. What I'm doing is fucking useless. But what else can I do? I'm just one guy with a fucking camera. I'm just an asshole that could just do a rant video and just tell you what you need to hear. This video is probably not going to reach that many people. I know it won't reach that many people. And sometimes I ask, what the fuck is the point of me doing this? What is the point? That's what I ask myself sometimes. But what stops me from quitting is knowing that I'd feel much worse if I did nothing. I ask my viewers who are watching this, you could do your part in one way or another. I'm not asking you to commit crimes or some stupid adventurous shit. Just do something. Just do something. I'm just some asshole on a fucking camera yelling and telling you people who are watching me, do something. I'm fucking useless. But I know that there are those who are listening to me who are better than me, who could do more than me, who have the capability of doing a lot more than me, but still won't. Those with privilege, it's our responsibility to help those with less privilege. What the fuck are we fucking doing? The state of the fucking left makes me fucking want to vomit. It truly does. This video was originally about climate change, but now it's just me ranting about the fucking first world left and how much of a fucking cancer it is. No wonder fucking black leftists despise us. They have every right to look at people like me as a joke. Because why wouldn't they look at fucking white leftists as a joke? Because we fucking are. What the fuck are we doing? We have our heads so far up our own asses that we can't even see what's in front of us. The people that are suffering right now with the Los Angeles fires, a lot of it's not fucking white people. It's people of marginalized communities. What are we doing for these people? What are we doing? And I know some asshole's going to say, what are you doing, Darcenovia? It's like, I can't fucking go to LA. I can't go to Sacramento. And I'm going by my own area. I can only do what I can in Orange County. And I'm limited what I can do because of the fucking bus. I can't just drive all over the Orange County. Even if I had a car, I wouldn't be able to just go about and just drive everywhere because I'd have to worry about gas. Transportation is a problem for me. The main thing I could do is communicate right now with this fucking video that you're watching. I'm frustrated. My generation is so fucking useless that what the fuck have we done? Millennials. My generation. What a fucking joke. What a disgrace that my generation has become. Like, millennial leftists, as someone that is part of my generation, I'll fucking tell you this. You're a fucking joke. Don't fucking talk about how fucking bad the boomers are when millennials are just like the fucking boomers. What makes us any fucking different? Yeah, the boomers are objectively worse because they're the ones in power. They have basically robbed future generations, but you know, how is it that millennials are the most educated generation, and I use this loosely, yet we're so fucking stupid. We're so fucking ignorant. And we punch down at Gen Z and Gen Alpha. And I've seen this more lately since the election of Trump. No, fuck you, millennials. Fuck you. Gen Z are not fucking overwhelmingly reactionary. That's my generation. That's fucking you people. That's us. There's two things that Gen Z have done so far in their generation that we haven't done. What the fuck does millennials have? What do we fucking get to claim that we have done that's actually mattered? Oh yeah, we've elected Barack Obama. Yeah, a fucking imperialist that turned 2 wars into fucking 7. Yeah, that's fucking, yeah. That's a great accomplishment. That's something great to be fucking proud of, isn't it, millennials? We elected an imperialist. Oh, wait, our generation was interested in socialism because of Bernie Sanders. Fuck you. You weren't interested in socialism. You were interested in getting free shit. My generation's just too, my millennial fucking communists are just too busy fucking sucking the cock of fucking China. Or just listening to pseudo fucking communists rather than actually, study things in further detail. And you know what? China is a borderline fascist country. Yet we want to suck its dick so badly because how hopeless we see socialism in the fucking West that we refuse to look inward. I would laugh if the situation wasn't so serious. Like, okay, Gen Z. I used to not have high respect for Gen Z, but you know what made me gain respect for Gen Z? There's been multiple uprisings of Gen Z. It didn't just start with 2020. We had the Black Lives Matter protest, which of course that consists of my generation. But Gen Z is a huge part of that too. Gen Z has been part of multiple fucking different kinds of protest. But the ones that have with the most impact is the George Floyd protest and Palestine. Yes, there was millennials that were involved in the Palestine protest and George Floyd. But the fact remains is it was mostly being led by Gen Z. Fucking, why do you think the TikTok ban is happening? It's not because of fucking millennials. Oh, our generation's certainly not the reason. It's Gen Z. Gen Z's considered lazy. Gen Z's, they don't want to work. Why the fuck should Gen Z, and I work with Gen Z, I could tell you that much. Why the fuck should they work for some shit job with an asshole boss that treats them like shit, and just sacrifice any self-respect? No, fuck you. Gen Z, I will say this about them, they have self-respect. And you know what? I respect people that respect themselves, because if you don't respect yourself, then I don't fucking want... You don't deserve respect if you're not going to respect yourself. Yeah, I support Gen Z. Gen Z, if we have a future, it's because of Gen Z and Gen Alpha. They're not putting up with our fucking shit, and they have every right to call out my generation. My generation's fucking awful. It truly is fucking awful. And if there's one thing about MRN, our biggest mistake was the way we treated Gen Z, the way we treated Falcone General, the way we treated Luke Dublin. What happened to them was an injustice. What happened to them was an injustice. What MRN fucking, instead of giving all the limelight to a narcissist, we should have given it to fucking Nicole. We should have given it to the Falcone General. We should have given it to Luke Dublin. Yes, Red Pagan is in my generation, one of the few people within my generation that isn't a fucking reactionary shitbag, but she's a comrade in my book. Luke Dublin, he's a comrade who's done far more than I ever will, and he has my respect. The Falcone General, I think she should return. I think nobody should tell her what to do. She should form her own organization if she wishes to do so. And that's one thing I'm just going to say to you, Falcone. I'm deeply sorry. I should have done more, but I didn't. We fucked over Maxwell Glover as well, and I like to apologize to him as well. Even though I've already apologized to him privately, I still want to say it publicly. Gen Z, they have an insight that is far superior to my generation. And Gen Alpha, though I'm more familiar with Gen Z. I welcome these people. I welcome them being smarter than me. I'd rather have someone smarter than me that knows more than me be the one that leads a movement over people that don't know what they're fucking talking about, that have a awful view of the world, that offer the same bullshit and don't offer anything meaningful. justice for the Gen Z members of the former MRN network. And you know what? I'm just going to end this here. Anyway, red salute, comrades, and see you guys next time.